Hey, you might want to put on a helmet so it don't make a mess when I blow your mind.
Hey, how you doing today? Name's Gabrielle, so make a move out the way. Hey, who you trying to be? I can barely walk straight, so don't follow me.
The finest insanity on your radio dial. The Flipside Radio Show.
Hit me.
Okay, you ready? Sure. Okay. See, I'm so used to calling it the Flip Side on Finest Insanity on your radio dial, but it's not on the radio dial anymore. It's a podcast.
It's on your YouTube dial.
It's on the YouTube dial, and you can subscribe. All you have to do is search for TheMediaJack, and I've done some tweaking to the actual YouTube website and whatnot, so all the links and all the social media is right there. But neat.
One day I'll look at it.
One day, thanks. But we'll just continue on from this point. I'm JD.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Brittany.
And you can follow me on Twitter at TheMediaJack.
At Ryan Miles 66.
I don't think you have Twitter, do you?
I do not have Twitter.
That's okay.
I've had some interesting follows lately.
Yeah, me too.
Like
actually.
just randomly, like the Mindy Project follows me. And like the voice of Siri decided that it was a good idea to follow me.
Wow. Congratulations.
But I haven't said anything in months. So I don't know why.
You know what? We can actually start on this, the fact that the Flip Side is now on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to say that like YouTube has actually started to take notice of the videos that I've posted, including now the Flip Side. And they've been like, so you're actually doing something with this channel now. We're going to start an account.
Nice.
So, to quote Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime, we'll start rolling in that great YouTube money. But at this point in time, it breaks it down, and the analytics of my YouTube channel, last week I made 25 cents.
Ooh, high roller.
But to put that in perspective, what did you make doing the show before?
Nothing. In fact, it was costing me money.
Yeah. So you're way ahead now.
I'm in the black this time.
Another couple of weeks, we'll have another quarter, and we can rub them together and go tink, 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 tink.
We're about another couple of weeks. We can rub them together, and then we have like a third of maybe a Timmy's regular medium. About that, something
maybe.
like that. Something.
Like right now, we're a quarter of a Timbit.
Anyway, thanks for coming back, Ryan.
Thank you.
And Brittany, it's been a long time since you've been in the studio.
Very long time.
And in fact, the one and only time you've been in the studio was the first time I met you.
Yes.
And you never wanted to come back.
Well, and now I live with him, so I'm trapped now.
She's my roommate.
Yeah.
And we get along great. It's awesome.
That's good.
I love having her as a roommate because she eats healthier than I do. Well, 9 out of 10 times.
Does she eat those smart cookies?
No, that's mine.
When I'm not a student, I just make my own.
Yeah. But it's the Flip Side, and yes, we are strictly a podcast now, which I did check. You can say fuck now.
Ooh.
I know. We said it last time. It was a big one, too, and well-timed. I think it was in the proper context.
It was.
I'll have to listen to the show again.
It was just a curiosity. It was just a question. You just led into it. Can we say fuck now? Yes, we can.
I never had a slip-up when we were on regular radio.
No. In fact, I had more slip-ups than you.
Well, I never had any, so one would be more than me. But you were here more.
That's true.
And you had a lot more nights with Jim.
Boy, that's true. And
so I don't blame you. There's got to be a mulligan or two.
If ever there was a reason, for crying out loud, it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can start on him. He's a part of the Flip Side. Well, might as well. Speaking of segues. Speaking of, Big Jim, he is a part of the Flip Side family, but he's also a pain in the ass because I don't know his schedule. I don't know what he's going through. I don't know what's going on in his life. But I like to consider myself a moderately close friend, if anything. Mm-hmm. But he no-showed 2 times. Showed up, unfortunately, the one time where we couldn't do it. And
no one was here. I'm here, you guys. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was a day early.
Oh, wow.
No, it was unfortunate timing. And but he no-shows 2 times. And on Facebook, we have what I call the Flipside Brain Trust. which the majority of the main cast, they're all in the Flipside chat. And so, like, send it out, go like, hey, Friday, 8:30, any chance anyone wants to be a part of this? Or, hey, Sunday, 6 o'clock, anyone want to try for another podcast or whatever? And everyone gets the message. And, of course, because it's Facebook, you have the little face balls to see who read what. And it's really weird whenever you open up one of those chats and then all of a sudden everyone catches up because, like, of all that. Mm-hmm. It's weird. Anyway, so it's clear that Jim was paying attention to the conversation at some point in time, but then he stopped. And it just so happened to stop as I'm like, so, Jim, waiting for you. And I was sitting here at the studio and had the board set up. It was ready to go and sat here for 45 minutes on my own. And just, like, I've done the show by myself before. Don't want to do it again.
Well, when you don't have to, it's not like we have to be on at a certain time. We put it out when we feel like putting it out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
so
thing
there's
about a
no
podcast.
sense in doing it by yourself because then it's, I don't know what you'd call it, but I'd probably call it shitty. Because you got nobody to talk to. Not that you're necessarily shitty.
No, but
completely, but
the flip side isn't the JD show. The flip side has always been a round table. It's always been a conversation. And so to not have that conversation, it's the JD show. It's me on a weekend. Mm-hmm. It's like I can
Nobody wants to listen to that.
No.
It's like you're at work again, just talking to yourself.
Exactly.
Music.
Yeah, and I'm getting paid a heck of a lot less, 25 cents.
And how long did it
so
take you
far.
to make that video?
Yeah, exactly. So then I'm just going to vent on this one because, like I said, I consider for crying out loud. That was
I
me.
thought we were supposed to turn our ringers off.
Yeah, well, we're not on a radio show anymore. There.
Still.
So, no shows for 2 episodes. Still haven't heard anything from him at all. And then all of a sudden, a giant Facebook post, oh, he's going to be a daddy. Like, for crying out loud, like, if anything, like, I thought we were closer than this. Like, okay, fine. So maybe his brain was thinking, I'll just let everyone know at the same time, straight across the board. That's it, right? Like, his own father didn't even know. He announced to Facebook before anyone else. Fine. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, for crying out loud, the least I can get from him, I would hope, was, oh, shit, sorry, dude, couldn't make it. Or, hey, big announcement coming up on Facebook, you're never going to guess. I mean, in my mind, I pretty much can guess. You got married during the summer, so.
I'll do the math.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and like, again, the flip side has always been a voluntary thing. Like, some of the perks we got from the flip side was opportunities to talk to certain celebrities and certain musical guests. And sometimes we were sponsored by certain restaurants. And that was great because we got dinner.
Mm-hmm. That was always fun.
We got pizza, like 2-3 pizzas and some wings sometimes and like a 6-pack. It was awesome.
Well, I missed out on that.
I know. But, yeah.
Now we can share a gumball with a quarter we've made. I get it first.
Cut it in 3. Oh, yeah. No, all right, fine. But he gets all the flavor. Anyway, so, yeah, like, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I've always wanted the flip side to be something else. And if anything, I could do something to, pay you guys back because it's everyone else that creates the material, and we're just bouncing off of each other and having a conversation. But, like, for crying out loud, the least I can get from him, and we've had this problem before. He was original host of the flip side, and he buggered off. He just stopped coming in. Monroe had to fill his spot. Monroe did a phenomenal job for what little experience that she had in the radio industry, only listening to my dumbass. But she did an incredible job. But she still, like, Jim, like, all I asked from him at that point in time was, if you're not going to make it in, just let me know. So anyway, what do you do? He's like a really shitty friend.
Cut your losses, move on.
I guess, yeah.
I'm a little bit harsher than some people, though.
But it's,
That uncle that doesn't get invited to family dinners anymore of the Flipside family.
Got a couple of those.
don't we all? Anyway, so yeah. I don't know if we're going to hear from Big Jim, but I don't know if he's going to listen to this podcast. According to YouTube numbers, probably not. But, I don't know. If I put him in the title... Like
Stirring the pot.
Exactly.
Stir the pot.
Flipside episode 397. Big Jim's a bad friend.
You might want to have a listen.
Exactly. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
You could send him a message saying, "You never guessed what we were talking about."
You might want to listen.
You might want to listen. So we'll work forward. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day happened, and everyone seems to be like a lot more upbeat about 2017. And the slogan seems to be so far is like, it can't be as bad as 2016.
Well, don't tempt fate. I mean,
Oh, like I'm the first to say it.
it's the first I've heard it.
Personally, it wasn't that bad.
2016?
Depends on who you ask. It was a pretty rough year for me.
Professionally, I had a great 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Every other year, there's ups and downs, but like I honestly can't look back at 2016 and think, well, I could have done that better, or, oh, what the hell happened there? I had a great 2016 for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are just down because of Donald Trump.
Meh.
It's just icing on the cake.
If anything, he's going to be more comedic material than George W. Bush.
Well, and I think people's first reaction in this world now seems to be negative about everything. Like, what can go wrong, or what's, what's good about this? Nothing. Like, that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Like, I've always, well, not always, it's kind of more a recent thing, but it makes sense, said that there's people that find problems, and then there's people that find solutions. Mm-hmm. A lot more people that find problems in this world, and they're the ones that are on social media or in the news saying that this is going to be awful because I think so. Like,
Yeah.
no real base for it.
You'd be surprised how things can turn for the worst if you have a negative outlook.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's actually one of my biggest pet peeves is people just, if they have a negative outlook on life or just a negative attitude, just, I don't want to be around you anymore. You're just dragging me down.
Shitty things happen to shitty people,
Yeah.
or shitty attitudes, or whatever. So I try and stay positive. There's times where I'll have a little negative spurt, but you get it out and you carry on.
You know what? Like, some of the most difficult times I've ever been employed was actually working alongside you. And I don't mean that as in say, like, you're the one who fucked up my life. But,
Well, I did. I told you about the job.
Yeah. Oh, but
Put in a good word.
But
and then-
yeah. And you got me in with the same division as you, which is probably did me a giant ass favor. But at the same time, like, there was some really bad days that him and I worked together, that Ryan and I worked together, like insanely bad days. No sleep, barely anything to eat, noise beyond all belief, and uncomfortable as all hell. But still, like, even when you were venting and having a very bad day, and I was venting and pissed off and throwing things, and I probably pitched a couple of hard hats into the woods, like, still, like, it wasn't, like, we got it out.
Exactly.
We didn't
Have
hold
that
on to
little
it.
release of energy, and then things are back to normal. You start enjoying your day again.
Exactly. So,
And a lot of that is the people you surround yourself with. If you're around people that are always that negative, it drags you down. But if you have people that are there that you can just sort of let it out, and then carry on with the day, it makes life way easier.
yeah. So I guess the moral to that is just, be around people that help prop you up as opposed to pull you down. Mm-hmm. Well, that's almost poetic, like someone has written that before. My goodness. Anyway.
Thank you, Rick Astley.
Oh, here's a good story. I wanted to bring this one up.
'Kay.
Well, first of all, when talking about social media, I know we're all over social media, except for Vine. I don't have Vine. I don't think you guys have Vine.
No.
Never really saw a
I
need
don't
for.
really know what it is.
It's like clips, isn't it?
Yeah, like 10 seconds or 6
Oh, no.
seconds or something like that.
It's like a GIF with volume or something.
That's a good description. Vine is shutting down. I believe it was bought out by Twitter. I could be wrong. I should probably look into it a bit more. But Vine is shutting down, which is like a lot of people are freaking out because they like Vine. And actually, a lot of people actually created a career because of Vine. Thomas Sanders is actually a very famous one. The guy always is very quick, great timing, funny stuff, and he made a career just on little Vine videos. But he's since branched out, and he has a YouTube channel, and he has Instagram, and so he hasn't limited himself to that. And a lot of people are upset because, like, oh, my favorite Viners, what are they going to do, blah, blah, blah. And then everyone who hasn't branched out to other social media are kind of scrambling to try to gain traction on other things. But still, like, we live in such a world where you can post videos on Facebook. You can post videos on Twitter. You can post videos on Instagram. And Vine has always been very much locked into what they are. As far as I can tell, you can't do any sort of text messages. You can't do any sort of written material. It's all just quick edited videos that you throw together.
It kind of sounds like almost like a, no, maybe not. I'll shut up.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I was going to say like a Snapchat, but for everyone rather than just two people. It's to everyone. But then you said the edited videos part, and I just kind of, that's not, you don't really edit.
Well, that's actually the difference between Snapchat and Vine. Well, there's two differences between Snapchat and Vine, at least right on the surface. One, Vine, you edit videos. Snapchat, you don't. And two, Vine keeps videos on a database. Snapchat, you don't. Well, there's a new feature to it now, but anyway. So, yeah, a lot of people are upset because Vine is shutting down. But then again, it's like, you know, what happened to MySpace? What happened to Nexapia? It just outwore its welcome. It's done, right?
Yeah, and these people are going to have to find other things to do to kill the day. Maybe work or get that homework done that you're not doing.
Exactly. Huffington Post, Washington, not the Huffington Post, Washington Post Express did this big cover about how 2017 is going to be the Women's March on Washington, and how it's going to be female strong, and newspaper epically fails to symbolize the Women's March on Washington. And did anyone else see this at all?
No.
So the Washington Post Express, which is kind of like the leaflet version of the Washington Post, did this, the modest start of a massive march. More than 150,000 people supporting women's rights have signed up for a rally in Washington the day after the inauguration. It all began with a Facebook post. So that's the headline of the paper. And on the headline of the paper, they have a photo of all these women lined up as one of the universal symbols. Problem is, the universal symbol they have is the universal male symbol, where it's supposed to be the circle with the cross below, which is the universal female symbol. Oops.
Maybe they were pointing in the direction they wanted to go.
Maybe, but
Down with the patriarchy.
yeah. But it's just like, oh shit, you know. So a lot of people were like very quick to be like, I appreciate the fact that you're celebrating women, but you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So
Maybe they did it on purpose.
It's irony.
Here's a story about women being empowered, but screw them.
Caught the attention of, obviously, media.
yeah, but
Maybe it's all they were after.
you know, newspapers are struggling as is. But it really, like, doing giant gaffes, is that really the way to go about?
We're talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about
When's
it.
the last time you talked about a newspaper?
Uh,
Nah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'll admit when you're right, you're right.
Well, if you had to admit every time I was right, we'd never get any of the show through.
Asshole. So on to other things that are becoming expired and extinct. Sears is going to be closing 150 stores across North America. That includes what they also own. They're going to close a whole bunch of Kmart stores. Now, the actual numbers are, of the 150, 42 Sears stores are going to be closed by April, and 108 Kmart stores are going to be closed by late March.
Do we know how many Kmart stores will be left after that?
I'm going to guess 0. because I didn't even know Kmart existed.
No, I thought they were all gone a long time ago.
When was the last time you walked into a Kmart? There was a Kmart here where Lowe's is now, and it used to be a Target. Wasn't that a Kmart?
I don't think it was ever a Kmart. It was a Zellers before it was
Zellers,
Target,
that's right.
and then Woolco, I believe, before then.
Yeah, so it wasn't a Kmart.
No, I don't know if we ever had a Kmart in town.
I don't think we've ever had a Kmart either. And like I honestly can't even remember the last time I witnessed a blue light special, which was a Kmart thing. It's bad enough that I remember what the hell that is.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Well, you're not missing out on
I
anything.
think I've only ever seen one in my life.
You know what? I just remembered that Rosie O'Donnell was a spokesperson for Kmart for years. Yeah. And that was right around the time where Howard Stern started picking on Rosie O'Donnell because Rosie O'Donnell was against firearms, but Kmart sold firearms, and then there was a whole bunch of shootings out in the United States, and Howard Stern being Howard Stern. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm remembering Rosie as a Kmart spokesperson now. Like, not any specifics, but it is kind of familiar that they're kind of together.
What the hell is Rosie O'Donnell doing now?
Probably whatever she wants. I'm sure she's done enough in her career.
Do you know Roseanne Barr? Roseanne Barr is like a
Bad shit crazy.
Well, she's also a host of that crime TV series Bad Moms.
Huh.
Where she reads from a teleprompter really badly. Oh, so bad.
I never really got the Roseanne appeal. Like, I've listened to some of her stand-up, and it's tough to, like, the content might be all right, but her delivery is god-awful.
Yeah.
She's pretty aggressive.
She's aggressive, and she's got that shrill voice, and it's just, she's not for me.
No. I don't get it. I mean, Rosie O'Donnell was Roseanne Barr. Rosie O'Donnell. Damn, I can't even remember a TV show she was on.
She was
She was
in
in
movies
Flintstones.
more.
She played Betty for a little bit.
Yeah, she was in Flintstones,
Yeah.
League of Their Own.
That's right, with Madonna.
A couple
Yeah.
other shitty movies in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, she did more movies and TV shows. Roseanne Barr was all about TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And she had her own show.
Yeah, I remember watching that as a kid.
Yeah. It was a good
The show was good.
The show was great. But I can't remember, for the life of me, I can't think of anything else that she's ever been. She was a part of Last Comic Standing with Russell Peters, but Russell Peters is the one who ran away with that show. But that's it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Let's see. Well, you brought up that Trump actually announced that, what was it? Trump announces that he's pretty much cleaned house. Everyone that was in under the Obama administration is now gone.
Yeah, he asked all of the ambassadors appointed by President Obama to vacate their post by Inauguration Day.
Oh,
He
crap.
doesn't want any of his predecessors' appointees around when he is sworn in. He says it's not malicious, however.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I think we're all calling his bluff on that.
Yeah. All of you that were underneath that one guy there that helped him create a better America, out, because I don't want you watching all the mess ups I'm going to make now.
Well, and I think it's all of his accusations of being a racist as well, right? I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but at this point, I'm not really taking anything out that Trump will or will not do.
Getting rid of Obama's people and then just bringing in a bunch of Mexicans to work for cheap.
But he wants to keep all the Mexicans out.
Except for the ones that work for him because they work cheaper.
If he wants to keep him out, though, I mean, how are they going to build the wall? The wall is actually going to be on both sides.
For.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just going to be half of a wall.
Right, well, the siestas, I mean.
Yeah,
Can't fault him for that.
No, I
It's
can't.
Genius.
Can't. It's actually funny. Donald Trump and Twitter Now, he announced last weekend, and it was announced over the Associated Press on their official Twitter account, that Donald Trump is now going to use Twitter to announce all of his policy issues from henceforth. I'm like, and he's used Twitter for everything at this point in time. It's to the point where Jebby's grandfather, who's like pushing 90, asked me flat out, what is this Twitter thing, and can they take it away from Donald Trump? And I'm like, well, Twitter is like a really, really shortened down version of Facebook, and unless he becomes a security risk, then no, they can't take it away from Donald Trump.
Are we sure he's not a security risk?
Well,
taking away Twitter is not going to solve any sort of security risks that he may become, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yeah.
He'll be Snapchatting Putin. Fingers on the button.
Well,
But it'll be in the little voice change one. Fingers on the button.
Let me try this. Let me try this filter. Hold on. Look, I'm a reindeer now. Jesus. Yeah. So like this 90-year-old man who has done incredible things with his life is asking me flat out, what is this Twitter thing, and can they take it away from Donald Trump? So I had to like, they could if he really screws the pooch, but until then, no, they can't take it away from him. He's like, well, they really should, because my goodness, it seems like he's on that Twitter thing all the time. It's like, yeah, I know, but problem is he has so many followers. He goes, well, what do you mean followers? Like, I'm not getting into this right now. Don't have me come over and reboot your computer, please. Yeah. Speaking of technology, something else I wanted to bring up. Hoverboards and e-cigs were a wonderful thing in 2016, where over 500,000 hoverboards sold before they got recalled. Exploded, like flat out just burst into flames, and some of them just violently exploded. They didn't even have a chance to recall these things, and they're just blowing up. And
were they made by Samsung?
I don't know. Maybe they're compatible with the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. I don't know.
Perhaps.
I have a Galaxy Note. No, I have a Galaxy 7. It's not a Note. It's a Galaxy 7.
So we should be safe. I'm glad I'm closest to the door. Should shit go sideways.
Yeah. I did take it on the plane with me. But they did ask me at one point in time. It's like, is that a Note? I went, no, it's just a Galaxy 7. All right, on you go. But also e-cigs have been like blowing up in people's pockets. Those, and is it just me, or like vaporizers become a lot more popular in the last like year?
Seems like it.
You can even get vaporized caffeine now, which is kind of nice.
Really? It takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, well, it's cheaper than constantly buying a coffee.
But it still takes all the fun out of it.
It tastes like energy drink.
You're not selling me on it.
Works for me.
Energy drinks don't taste that good, though.
I'd
Tastes
rather
like
get up
childhood.
and put a coffee in a travel cup and go to work.
Yeah. Not suck on something and like it's vaporized caffeine. Yay. No,
I
no,
guess
thank you.
priorities.
Yeah, I guess.
I just need the buzz.
Yeah. What else I got here?
I don't know.
trying to
I
find
can't see your
these,
screen.
I know.
Joe
It's
Biden things that
Joe
with
Biden?
Sure.
Did you say Joe Biden?
I don't know how to say his name. These memes that are just hilarious.
Oh yeah,
There
or
was one
Joe
about
Biden.
the button, and I'm trying to find it.
Joe Biden and Barack Obama, and how they're talking about how they're going to mess with Donald Trump when he comes in.
One of them says he wants to change the White House Wi-Fi to "I love Mexicans."
Did anyone see the Hollywood sign change last weekend?
Yes.
No, but I heard about it.
It was brilliantly done. And when I heard about it, I honestly thought Tommy Chong was playing a joke, because it was on his Facebook page and it was on his Twitter, and I was like, "Huh, that's funny." And I realized that someone actually did it.
I don't see how you could really do that without somebody noticing at any time, because that sign's lit up at night, and you can see it from damn near anywhere on that side of the hill in L.A.
Yeah, and there's also supposed to be 24/7 security monitoring that thing. And there's actually video of like people on like YouTube or Facebook or whatever trying to get up to it to just see it, and before they get like more than or less than 50 yards away, suddenly this loudspeaker fires up and says, "Excuse me, this is private property. You're not allowed to be here." And like the security system and team is supposed to be there at all times. Mm-hmm. So how they did that is actually quite impressive.
Mm-hmm. It seems like it might have been a little bit of an inside thing then.
Maybe.
Although when the voice comes over the loudspeaker, does anyone actually show up to stop you, or it's just the speaker?
It's probably just the speaker.
Like when you have one of those
Intimidation
fake owls to keep the birds away from your house. My grandma
Maybe.
used to have one of those things.
Maybe. Who knows?
Why is there an owl? Oh, it keeps the birds away from the garage.
It's
Okay.
surprisingly effective. It's weird.
Well, I would imagine.
Yeah, you know what? That is actually a problem that we need to work on, because what it used to be was like I used to have a television screen that we would share, that we would talk about the topics, right? Yeah. What do you do?
I never really paid attention to it anyways. I just sort of, you start talking and I'll jump in.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Quickly in the world of sports, just because like we're trying to catch up with everything that's happened so far. In the World Junior Championship, the IIHF, it came down to Russia getting the bronze and then a gold medal round between Canada and the U.S. Yes. Canada and the U.S. And it at one point in time, Canada was up 4-2. And then the U.S. rallied, tied up, and then they had to go to overtime, and there was a heart stopper in overtime, but they ended up going to a shootout, which a lot of people were like, oh, for crying out loud, a shootout. Because, yeah, okay, a shootout, you get an end result, but this isn't just a typical hockey game. This is the gold medal round. So a lot of people, again, upset because, like, no, play it out, right? It isn't a skills game. This is an actual hockey match, right? So it ended up being the United States winning the shootout. It was just like 1 goal to none, right? And yeah, I can pick on the one Canadian player who, like, it came down to him, and he went to deke and pull the puck back, but he didn't have the puck on the stick. So when he pulled back, the puck just kept traveling forward, and it tapped the goalie, and that was it. It was considered his shot. Oops.
It happens. And that's the way that international hockey has been settled for a long time, is through the shootout. And it's kind of fun that you get a result sort of quickly, but at the same time, it is also enjoyable to watch overtime in a game that means something.
Yeah. Like that's just it. It's like personally, I enjoy seeing unlimited overtime. Give me that sudden death feeling. Mm-hmm. Like, fine, if you got to feed them fettuccine Alfredo for in between the breaks just to keep their energy up and keep from cramping, I'll pay. Mm-hmm. It's fine. What? Don't like.
Oh, I'm just like picturing the players puking all over. That's some pretty heavy food to be running around.
Well, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. But something, otherwise, like, congratulations to the U.S. team. I mean, for it to come down to that, where it was literally the last play of the shootout to determine the winner. I mean, like, what do you do, right? Mm-hmm. You can't really complain about that. I just wanted to touch quickly in the NFL. I don't know if this means anything to you guys, but it certainly means something to me. A lot of teams that you don't really see in the wild card round have made it in, and a lot of the teams that are usually the juggernauts are gone. Like the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl 50 last year, the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers didn't even make the playoffs this year. Yeah. So having said that, the New York Giants, the Miami Dolphins, the Detroit Lions, and the Houston Texans, as well as the Oakland Raiders, are all in the wild card round. It's just, wow.
You have the usual teams that are there, like your New England and Seattle.
Yes.
Excuse me. And teams like that, but then you end up having these teams that haven't been any good for a while. Mm-hmm. And it just makes it a little more interesting, stirs up a bit of the fan base in these places that are just used to watching losers all the time or not watching them. And I think that it makes it a little more interesting for people that don't really have a particular interest in a certain team or whatever. It's something different.
Yeah. And like, yeah, you have Kansas City as well as Pittsburgh and New England, Dallas, the Atlanta Falcons, Seattle Seahawks, Green Bay Packers. I mean, they're all in. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which my favorite team, had a decent year, and they just barely missed being in the wild card race. And then you have the other side of it where you had the San Francisco 49ers have the worst season they've ever had, and only to be trumped by the Cleveland Browns, who had 1 win, 15 losses throughout the entire season. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just painful.
And that was still more wins than people thought they were going to have.
Exactly. I was actually hoping for Cleveland to go for a perfect season. 0-16. You can do it.
Go from the Cavaliers winning the NBA championship to the Indians just missing in the World Series to the Browns not winning a game.
Yeah, yeah. But they won.
Would have been quite the transition.
They got 1 game. So, on the topic of extreme sports or that of any type, there is a gentleman who has a YouTube video as well. He's all over social media. He goes by 8 Booth. And what he does is he does these extreme base jumps. He does them without a parachute. And he lands usually in like bodies of water. And he films the whole thing. He sets up a couple of cameras and he jumps. Well, he missed. He went to jump off of a hotel and went to jump into the pool, and he missed by about 4 feet.
Oh, no. So that's the end of his career.
Well, there's, I wish I could show you, but there's a GoFundMe of him in the hospital bed with his feet bandaged up, bolted up, strapped in. There's rigging and everything everywhere. He shattered both of his feet all the way up to his knees. Like,
I bet. Just jumping down from like 2 feet off a piece of equipment onto the concrete is tough enough on my old legs.
Yeah, exactly. So he started a GoFundMe account. He says, apologize for the graphic photos. This happened a few nights ago. I am still in the hospital. I'm seeking a little support to keep doing what I do, or else I'll be working the rest of my life to pay this off. I'm asking a small favor for you. A donation of any kind would be phenomenal. It means the world to me.
Can you spin the screener?
I can.
Other way.
Well, I can do it that way.
Oh, it's not that graphic.
Well, no, there are more graphic photos. But
I was expecting to see his feet where his knees are.
So that's him there, right?
There's a lot of pins.
But the GoFundMe, what's the I believe it's on this side here. The GoFundMe account. He's asking for how much? $112,000.
Yeah, he's at 2,300 right now.
He's at 2,300, and a lot of people are donating, but they're donating like $5, $10, and they're also coming up with comments like, I'm donating this out of pure pity. I hope you find a real job. Please stop jumping off of things. It's just...
How old is this guy?
I don't know. Maybe in his mid-30s.
I would tell him to go fund himself.
Replacing that with another 4-letter F word.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's some of the sorry about the injury, hope you recover, get well soon. Like, a lot of people are like supporting him. I'm seeing like a $10, $5, $10, $10. But some of the other comments are just like, just ripping him down.
I would like to make a withdrawal from his GoFundMe account. Can you do that? How did you just put in a negative number and they give you money?
Yeah, just ask for a refund. Yeah, I know. Anyway, I don't understand why. I don't understand why he does it. He does it because he's a thrill seeker, and fine. And he does it because he gets a lot of views on YouTube, fine. But for crying out loud, like, you messed up doing something highly illegal and highly dangerous, and now you're asking people for help. Like, I'm actually rather surprised that charges haven't been pressed against him.
That'll be his next GoFundMe.
Well, if he ends up in jail, then I mean, he's covered for health care.
Oh, I just yeah, exactly. I just got a couple of the more negative donations. A $5 donation. Hope you never walk again, but here's a Happy Meal.
Oh, why?
Another $5 donation. Get a real job instead of taking handouts. Loser.
But they still donated to
But
him?
they donated $5.
I think you have to donate to be able to make a comment.
I think so,
That's
yeah.
probably why they did that.
Another $5 donation. Please don't do such dumb things ever again. Your luck will run out one day. $5 donation.
Next time, dive head first. You meathead.
There's video, like, he posted the video on YouTube of him attempting to jump, and like I said, he missed the pool by about 4 feet. And there's video of him landing and then, like, boom, into the pool.
I wouldn't want it any other way other than into the pool. Like, what if he'd set this up? He didn't have a camera guy. He just had, like, a remote camera. And he tumbles into the pool, and then he's just stuck. He can't swim out because he can't use his legs. And he's just bobbing until he sinks.
Yeah, I know.
I'd fund that. You know, act like an idiot. Don't be surprised if people treat you like one.
Yeah. There's some updates. Hold on. This is one of the hardest times of my life right now. I greatly appreciate your support. And that's it.
Boo.
When did this happen?
This happened over the Wednesday, I believe. Yeah. So just a few short days ago.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, like, YouTube money, I guess. That's all you could say about that. Oh yeah, the Hollyweed sign. We never really covered. Well, we talked about it, but it does seem kind of weird that it happened, because that, like I said, that place is supposed to be monitored at all times.
Mm-hmm. There's a good jumping off point for other stories.
Hey-o. So clever. All right, events. Now, something that we do all the time on the flip side. This is actually going to be we're coming up on year 5, I believe, because we started this in 2013, and I was the 2014 winner. Wayne was the 2015 winner. Mr. Ryan Miles is the 2016 winner with Muhammad Ali.
That was the only one, eh?
That was the only one of the entire list.
And there were a lot of people that went this year.
There was,
Last
but
year.
we had none of them.
Do you still have the list?
I just brought it up. All right, so Ryan had Muhammad Ali, Joe Namath, Hank Aaron, Stan Mitka, and O.J. Simpson with Johnny Football as his wild card.
Johnny Field Goal.
Johnny Field Goal. And, Muhammad Ali was 27 points. Big Jim, Jane Fonda, James Lipton, Jimmy Carter, Brett Michaels, Bob Barker with Martin Crow as his wild card. None of them left. Jessica, she had Kim Kardashian, Bob Dole, Mary Tyler Moore, no one. Brock, Gordie Howe, Trick Daddy, Nick Cannon, Charlie Sheen, Alice Cooper, George W. None of them.
Alice Cooper's way
Gordy.
too preserved for that.
Gordy
passed.
Gordy passed, but Gordy passed it only at 87. So that was only 13 points. Monroe had Donald Trump, Courtney Love, Bill Cosby, Justin Bieber, Hulk Hogan, and her always wild card, Lindsay Lohan. I had Lil Wayne, Ric Flair, Jean Chrétien, Morgan Freeman, Harrison Ford. I was close.
So close.
I was close. And Tracy Morgan.
Close again. Or was that the year before that happened?
That was the year after the accident, but he was still in recovery. So, just like Professor Tom was hoping that F1 racer was going to pull Michael Schumacher, Michael Schumacher was in a flat coma, and then Professor Tom, for his Deadpool, went Michael Schumacher, and everyone was like, damn it! But then Michael Schumacher wakes up, walks out of the hospital.
Damn.
So, yeah, what do you do? So, anyway, yeah, congratulations, Mr. Ryan Miles, 2016 champion with Muhammad Ali. Now, keep in mind the Deadpool, first of all, like anyone who's ever watched the movie now that it's finally came out, knows that the Deadpool character was named after the actual contest of a Deadpool. So, we're not trying to rip anyone off. I just want to clarify that. And number two is that whenever we do the Deadpool, we don't want these, most of these celebrities, we don't actually want them to pass away. It's just a fact of life. And sometimes shit happens. So, call us a little bit morbid, but for crying out
Might as
loud.
well entertain ourselves.
Exactly. So, yeah, having said that, did you create a list?
I did. I have a different themed list.
Okay. My problem is that no one else has created a list.
I'm going to win 2017. With my team, look who's laughing now.
So I don't have I have a handful. I have 3.
I think I have a full list.
I have 6.
Let me look.
Did you work on anything?
Well, you kind of asked me on the drive.
I know. I kind of asked you. But
That's
I've
why
got a
she's been
couple.
so quiet.
yeah, you've got a couple.
I even have
Got
a wild
couple.
card.
I worked
Do
on it.
you?
I do.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I think I got a pretty good shot at her again this year.
Well, here's the problem: is that, like I said, and I'm just going to do this right now because, for crying out loud, the deadline. I'm gonna. Where the hell is
Carmen Sandiego.
your? She doesn't count. Yeah. Where the hell is your Deadpool 2017? People. Because for crying out loud, if it's just the 3 of us, I mean, it's not much of a Deadpool. We could do it.
It's like a
Just for shits and
dead
gigs.
kiddie pool.
Dead kiddie pool. So we'll start this right now. We might as well. And we'll start off with the champion, Mr. Ryan Miles.
Did they possibly email it to you and you haven't seen it yet?
No. No, they haven't.
Okay.
So, Ryan, do you want to start off?
Sure. I'm calling my squad. Who's laughing now? Last year, I believe it was something along the lines of all-time greats.
That's
or something
right.
Like that. All athletes. I decided to go with comedians because there's a lot that are getting old, and it was actually inspired by Seinfeld's show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Oh, yeah?
When I saw Don Rickles.
Oh,
there the
wow,
other day.
yeah.
So he's on my list.
He's literally a skeleton of himself.
Not necessarily a skeleton, but he looks old,
Yeah.
frail.
What do you got?
Well, Don Rickles.
Don Rickles.
Dick Van Dyke
He's still alive. Holy crap.
at 91 years old.
Ooh, how old is Julie Andrews then?
Well, I don't know. I didn't look at her.
Oh.
Bob Newhart.
Oh, wow. You're going with some...
Some old, frail old man.
we're trimming the bottom of the tree here.
Bill Cosby.
Going with Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah. He's looking tough.
Go ahead.
Mel Brooks is number 5.
Another one. I'm
Not-
surprised.
Not necessarily people that I want to see die, but, not necessarily all of them. The wild card, though,
Yes.
Carrot Top.
You think maybe one of his stunts is just going to go out of control?
You never know. One of his stunts or one of his wild Vegas nights where he runs amok. You never know when he goes off the road.
Holy crap, Carrot Top. Mm-hmm. There's a name I don't think of anymore.
That's why I picked him.
Brittany, would you like me to give you some time? I can work on mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't have a name yet, but I'm going to start off with the Farmadouche, Martin Shkreli. And I'm going to go with a comedian, Gabriel Iglesias. Now, I love the guy. He's hilarious, but he has, he's made it known that he's dealing with some major health issues right now. Iglesias.
Trying to think of the guy that I think he went not too long ago. Bigger comedian. Was it Ralphie May? Did he pass recently?
Ralphie May is still alive.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. I can
there's
double check
another
that.
big fellow. Well, you go ahead and do your list. I'm going to look into that because I feel like him or someone like him. Oh, Jake put in his list.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll get to that in a minute. Although I'm confused with one of those ones. But anyway, okay, so Martin Shkreli, Gabriel Iglesias. You know who Martin Shkreli is, right?
I recognize the name.
Okay, he is known as the Farmadouche. He was the guy who jacked up the price for, I believe, the HIV medication 5,000%. And, that's fine. I understand that research needs to be paid for, and I also understand that there's a lot of plans out there that helps people to get medication at a discounted price. But you could be a little bit more apologetic and humble about it, you fucker. You just, smirking and smiling and just didn't give a flying at all whatsoever. And then to just continue on with this whole bad guy, douchey attitude of his just drove me nuts. Anyway.
So I've solved, sorry to cut you off.
Go fight.
And not really listen, but Ralphie May is still touring as John Panette that I was thinking of.
John Panette.
Similar build, similar style.
John Panette was... Ralphie May is actually a lot more vulgar. Not in a bad way, but John Panette was more food-based, where Ralphie May is definitely a lot more racial-based. So,
Gotcha.
Martin Shkreli, Gabriel Iglesias, Charlie Sheen.
Keep putting him up there. Eventually he's going to go.
He's been on my list a couple times, and he wasn't on my list last year. So I'm going to say Charlie Sheen. Why not? There was someone else that I wanted to put on the list, but her name escapes me right now.
What does she do?
She's a singer.
Celine Dion.
Nope. Dolly Parton.
Oh.
Because, for crying out loud, I mean, at some point in time, she's got to be top heavy and eventually just fall over and break her neck or something.
Yeah, and she's been around.
She has been around.
Quite some time.
Yeah. The last one I'm going to go with, just off, I don't want it to happen. Again, I just don't want these things to happen at all because they're celebrities and they're people that I generally care about, except for Martin Shkreli. You can go fuck himself. But, the last person that I'm going to say is Tom Likas. And he is a legend in the radio world. And he's great at what he does, but at the same time, he's been dealing with health issues for quite some time. So finally, my wild card, I had to really mull it over as to who I wanted to throw onto this wild card. And, I want it to be something good, but at the same time, I just want it to be something that's just, satisfying.
That's why I went with Carrot Top.
So I think I'm going to go with a payoff and say Ricky Martin. Because he's faded for quite some time, and it could just be one of those things where he just eventually just who knows what happens. Or he tries to reboot his career and becomes a race car driver and realizes he can't drive all that well. I don't know.
Yeah, he could be a "Where are they now?" or "Oh, there he goes."
So, Brittany, do you need more time?
Well, I was going to say Alan Alda, but then I thought he died last year, and now I'm not finding any kind of confirmation.
Alan Alda?
Wikipedia is good for that. That's where I get all my information.
Alan Alda is still alive.
He is still good. All right, then. I'm going to go with Loretta Swit, then.
Okay, hold on. Brittany. Loretta Swit.
Mark Hamill.
What?
I know. It's just, it makes sense. I don't know.
How does it make sense?
I don't know. It just does to me. Carrie Fisher, just naturally. The siblings next.
Yeah. Well, I did have Harrison Ford last year, so you're going to go with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Loretta Swit, Mark Hamill.
Stan Lee.
Oh,
I know, it's awful.
Okay. So on that, I know that Stan Lee is going to show up on someone else's, and how that works is that you both still get the points, but then you just advance at the same time.
Well, I'll switch it then.
No. Well,
Okay.
you don't have to if you don't want to.
That's fine. Okay, I'll still,
Still go with Stan Lee?
Hugh Hefner is going to kick the bucket.
Wow. The perma roommate.
Yeah. Has that been settled? Has he found someone to take care of the house and keep him as a roommate till he dies?
Yeah, I believe that did
he
happen.
has?
Yeah, he
Wow.
sold the house with the condition that he comes with it.
Do the bunnies come with it too? Or?
No, just
I
him.
doubt it.
Just him.
Well, he's not as fun at his old age now.
No, he's not. And the bunnies know that too.
Oh, man.
Okay.
And Mary Tyler Moore was on last year's, right?
Mary Tyler Moore was, yes, she was on last
But
year.
she survived the year, so
She
she's
did
still
survive
available.
the year.
So she's 81, which means she's 19 points.
Yeah. I don't know. The Queen just looks way too good to be
Yeah.
calling
yeah.
her. She looks way too good.
You could go with Prince Charles.
Let's go with that one.
Prince Charles.
Prince Charles.
I think that's the first time that he showed up on the list. Okay, and a wild card.
Donald Trump
Ah, there's a favorite.
by assassination.
Donald Trump.
Do I get double points if I predict the way that they die?
You actually already get double points for the wild card.
Yeah, the wild card gets double points. Yeah.
But you and everybody else that picked them.
You could, I don't know. We haven't done any sort of like, we haven't.
Calling your shot.
Yeah, we haven't called the shot, right? But that could be something that we could do. You know, you can gamble it.
We had enough trouble getting 4 people to make lists. Let alone how these people are going to Colonel Mustard in the armory with a candlestick.
You think about it, though, and I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking that if you wanted to call your shot, you could actually gamble with the points and say, okay, let's say one of mine, Martin Shkreli, he dies via suicide, which I can say that because no one's going to be like, oh, how dare you? Oh, fuck that. So I could say Martin Shkreli dies via suicide, and you could be like, I'm betting that he does that. Now, if he dies because of assassination, someone kills him in the street or car accident, then I could make the rule that, okay, if you call your shot and you get it, then it's worth double points. But if you call your shot and you miss, then it's worth half points. It could be something to work on. Anyway, I'm not going to bring that in right yet. So
Next year.
next year.
Got a whole year to figure that stuff out.
Who's Brian Cox?
Sounds like a news guy. I don't know. I'm Brian
He's
Cox.
an actor.
He's an actor.
What's he do? He's not a famous actor.
Obviously. Oh, no, he totally is. What is he on?
Forces of Nature,
the-
Wonders of the Universe.
Born Identity. Troy. Braveheart.
All right.
X2, like the X-Men.
X2. Okay. All right. Well, we
he's
have.
also in Super Troopers.
Oh, that doesn't count.
What?
That's the only one of those I've seen. Well, no, I've seen Braveheart, but
That's throwing some daggers.
Is that them some fighting words? Am I throwing shade?
Them's are fighting words.
Okay. Whatever. Jake, it was nice enough to finally give up his Deadpool. Stan Lee, the Queen, Anthony Hopkins, Keith Richards. Getting the royal wave from
Keith Richards will never die. He's going to be worth negative points one day.
Yeah, I know. At this point in time, he's just sucking life off of...
They'll announce it with one of those guys from the darts games. 140.
Keith Richards, Brian Cox, with his wild card being Donald Trump. So we're still waiting on the World Conqueror as well as the Mad Scientist. I don't know if Brock's going to throw in Big Jim. I don't know if he's still alive. Maybe he's still in a coma, and the fact that he's going to be daddy soon. Who knows? But we'll just go from there. There's a lot of spelling mistakes in there, but I'm going to correct them later. Anyway, so that's the Deadpool, and if you want, you can actually follow along with the Deadpool by following the Facebook page. Just search for the Flipside Radio Show, Hardly Prepared, Always Live. I should change that. Because it's
sometimes live.
Yeah, Hardly Prepared, the podcast.
Never prepared nor live.
Exactly. So... that'll be it.
Live from Prince George. You're listening to it on Tuesday afternoon. When did we record this? I don't know.
Whatever.
It's dark out.
On that note, on YouTube, I'm going to try to keep a schedule. I would like the Flipside podcast to be posted on Saturdays. So if possible, record it sometime during the week, and then I can post it on a Saturday. And having said that, I want to create my own schedule of having a minimum 3 videos a week to YouTube on the TheMediaJack YouTube page. I'm mulling around some ideas, and I know that a couple of them could work, and they have worked in the past, and I just, for one, I just need an excuse to have all the damn video games I have, and also all the contacts that I have, and two, of all the... Excuse me, my goodness. Of all the social media...
Can I change my list? I want to put JD on it.
How many points you get? You don't get all my points if I die.
Well, I wouldn't need to.
I appreciate that.
Solid
Thank you.
64 points.
Damn right. Thank you. Anyway, of all the social media sites and all the other sites that I've ever submitted... content to, be it video or audio or even written. YouTube has been the only one to be like, so, you're making some traction, we're going to start kicking money your way. So, having said that, I know that the best way to create any sort of following is to create content, original content, good quality content, which I can't guarantee.
Yeah, we can't. You can have one or two of these things, but not all 3.
You want it cheap, you want it right, or you want it fast?
Fast. Yeah. Pick 2.
But to have original content, good quality content, but also have consistent content on YouTube. And that's it's a formula that has worked in the past. And it doesn't work for everyone. It's really a roll of the dice. But at this point in time, I got all this material and all this technology and all these tools that I can just use. So why don't I just throw at it, right? So
frame your first YouTube quarter when you're a YouTube millionaire.
Boy, am I going to! It's gonna be awesome.
Is that in U.S. funds? Because that totally changes the conversation.
Wow!
Maybe you
YouTube's
can get a
.com.
Timbit now.
I totally could. I could even go up to a Boston cream.
I feel like I should have just
I think
kept
you're
that
pushing
quiet
it
and
there.
done your accounting for you. Here's your 65 cents on the dollar. This is what you thought you made. I'll take the other third of it.
Sweet. Well, it's still an improvement from what I was making before.
True.
Which was nothing.
Made 25 cents over 10 years. Figure out the hourly wage on that one. I don't think there's a fraction that small.
No, probably not. No. There's impoverished workers in third world countries that were making more than me.
They're donating to your GoFundMe account.
And I didn't even have to jump into a pool.
Some one-legged kid in a Nike factory is
He
giving you
didn't
money.
jump into the pool, for the record.
No, he missed. He fell into the pool.
He jumped pool adjacent and rolled into it. Good catch, though. No, he didn't jump into the pool.
No.
Well,
If he did, we wouldn't be talking about it.
exactly. It would just be like, so that happened. Anyway, moving on. So this is going to wrap it up for this edition of The Flip Side. We're getting closer and closer to 400, although I don't think that cake is going to come.
No.
But you know what? We can pretend.
We can bring cupcakes.
Keep your dreams alive.
Keep your dreams alive. It'll be fine. Anyway, thank you, Brittany, for coming down.
You're welcome.
And I hope you had a good time.
I did. Thank you.
And we're going to have to see if we can do more. And for crying out loud, get...
Let's get to number 400 this year. I think we're at 397.
397.
It's January,
Yes.
of 2017. Let's try and get to 400
By the end of the year.
By the end of the year.
of 2017.
You know, I'm willing to bet we can get to 400 before the end of January.
Oh, probably.
Yes.
Well,
But do you
don't
want it
push
to be-
too far. No, just kidding.
Thanks.
Original, good quality, and whatever the other thing was.
Fast,
Consistent. Yeah.
Consistent? Yeah. So original, good quality, and consistent. Pick two.
We can do original and consistent, maybe. We used to do original and consistent. Let's try original and good quality this time.
Oh.
Something new.
I better tell Jim to find something else to do then.
Well, I don't even really think we need to.
No, probably not. Damn Mitch. I pick on so many of the guys from the Flipside family, but for crying out loud.
Again, they're not here.
Exactly. What are they
Fuck
going to do?
We're on the internet now. I can do that.
Exactly. Thanks, Brittany, for coming down.
You're welcome.
And Ryan, always a pleasure to have you here.
It is.
And-
Always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, you can follow Ryan on Twitter.
At Ryan Miles 66.
You can follow me on Twitter at TheMediaJack, also all over social media. And Brittany, I don't think you have much of a presence, but I do appreciate you coming down and being the breath of fresh air that is the female perspective. Even though you scare the crap out of me. So this has been it for The Flip Side on YouTube. As always, you can subscribe, like, share, the whole deal. Also, it's the audio podcast you can download either on iTunes or at themediajack.blogspot.ca. And you can catch us next time. Shut off, damn it.